Hello and welcome to another episode of the Patriot Brothers. I'm your producer, host, and Patriot Zachary Smouse. With us is our Patriot brothers Duke Boynton and Terry Rattle. I just want to start out by saying that we Patriots just need to stick together and be strong through these uncertain times. Our beliefs and morals will be stronger than anything at the end of this.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. Yeah, we just got to stick together. That's all we got to do. Just stick together. Get each other's backs, you know. But, you know, being a patriot nowadays is like calling yourself a terrorist, I guess.
Almost.
Upside down world, guys.
And people sitting in their homes with nothing to do for a year think of some really weird stuff, man.
Yeah, no. That's right. Yeah. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Of course, this is not going to be your typical podcast this time around. I normally don't bring up UFOs. I've always liked the idea of possible alien species out there. I'm not 100% sold that there are aliens, but what we're bringing up today was the last stimulus that passed here in the U.S. That $600 billion stimulus, where all the folks got $600. Somebody stuffed in there that they had 180 days to disclose UFO information, and a full disclosure. Okay, they wanted it to come out to the public. You know, I don't know who put it in there. So I know it was talked about throughout a lot of UFO communities, especially there in Reddit. A lot of the questions were asked in a lot of the forums that I've joined is, why on earth was that thrown in that bill at that point in time? Okay, we're dealing with the Rona and, you know, all the bad things that are happening with it. So why all of a sudden would somebody throw in, hey, you got 180 days to declassify UFO information that the government has? And to some extent, our government already has. There's some naval videos out there you can watch on YouTube of some weird objects in the sky. You could go on. There's some of the UFO stuff has already been declassified and put out on the net. I believe it's on WikiLeaks. The problem is that with all the information that's coming out now, since that 180-day thing was timed in that bill, is a lot of that information is redacted. It'll start off with, I, Captain so-and-so, and then black mark, saw, black mark. And so it's like, okay, you declassified it, but we could only read ands, ifs, or buts. There's no meat in it. But my biggest question is why? Why was that put in there? And for the life of me, is there some truth behind the UFO? And I just, to be honest with you, I ain't got the answer for that one, but I do have some speculations, which we'll share during this pod here.
I mean, I think we've all seen something that we can't explain.
Even a couple of our presidents have even said that, Terry. Jimmy Carter, I think, was the first president to come out and said, I saw a UFO. You know, Bill Clinton came out and he didn't say he saw anything, but he was very interested in the UFO community. One of his platforms when he was running for president was he wanted to actually go in and show the world what the U.S. knew about UFOs. And of course, that never came to fruition. But never came to pass. And I wonder why. You know, what the heck is out there that we don't know? And why was that put into that stimulus bill all of a sudden during a pandemic? You know, what was so important that they had to talk about UFOs in the stimulus bill? It's kind of mind blowing.
Yeah, it is kind of strange.
It is.
I mean, obviously, like I was telling you before he came on, just quick lookup. I mean, there's a database in Transport Canada that goes back to like the 50s,
Right.
where it's fairly transparent. I haven't looked into it, obviously, but
which is kind of bizarre that you say the 50s there, Terry, because 1947 was, I want to say it was July of 1947 was the Roswell crash.
Yeah, Roswell.
And then newspapers reported it as a UFO. Boots on the ground said it was a UFO, and then a day later, the newspaper came out and said, no, it wasn't a UFO, it was a weather balloon. And there's been so much more testimony after that crash in Roswell that, yeah, it was a cover-up, it wasn't a weather balloon. Even some of the people that were there at that time said that was no damn weather balloon.
No. And yeah, go ahead, Zach.
Hi, buddy.
When my stepbrother was stationed in Fairbanks, Alaska, he tried to ask the natives up there about the aliens and stuff, but they will not talk about it.
Right.
Yeah. The one funny, like, I don't know if a lot of people know that the term UFO was really only invented after Roswell.
That's right.
There's, you know what they were called before that?
Shoot it.
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters. There you go.
Like the band. They were called Foo Fighters before that, and then after Roswell, they were officially known as UFOs.
Right. Well, and if you go during the 40s there, especially there at the end of World War II, a lot of information came out from Adolf Hitler's camp that Adolf Hitler was actively trying to make a UFO. Matter of fact, there's been actual footage. A lot of people call it Hitler's Bell, but it was a Nazi-made UFO. And okay, cool. They're always, everybody's trying to chase technology, but where did you get that technology from?
Yeah.
You know, and people said, yeah, it worked.
I think actually History Channel did something on that.
Yeah, but Hitler's Bell is what it was a History Channel. Hitler's Bell. And why? But here it is, you know, umpteen million years later after that. And now we're getting language and bills that are bringing up the subject of UFOs. And personally, in my opinion, I think this is leading us on to probably a false flag attack. I think folks are being primed and prepped and in the mindset of some sort of catastrophic event happening. They'll be able to blame it on UFOs. And or if you're a Christian out there like I am, let's say the rapture happens and all the Christians out there get taken up into heaven in a blink of an eye. What better way for the government to come out and say, oh, the UFO, the aliens snatched them up? Yeah, you know, there's so many different things out there, but I just found it really, really curious as to why they put that in the bill. Now, again, I'm not saying UFOs don't exist. And when I say UFOs, I'm pretty sure our military has some stuff that we
closely resembles UFOs.
Exactly. And so an unidentified flying object, now it's like a unidentified aerial something. I mean, they changed the name up even from UFO to something else.
It's unidentified by normal people.
Right, that's right.
Not by the people that sent it up into the sky.
That's right. We want to know who it's powered by. Is it us or is it the Greys or the Pleiadians? Hey, look, I know quite a bit about the aliens and the different races out there that people talk about, the reptilians, the Pleiadians, the Greys, you know, all that type of good stuff. It sounds great Hollywood movie-wise, but bringing up Hollywood movies, some of them are pretty dang convincing. If you watch Signs, how do we know that's not like a soft reveal of what's going to happen? You know, how much does Hollywood know? And does Hollywood use their movie power to push soft reveals of what could happen, you know, in the future? I mean, look at Matt Groening with The Simpsons. Come on, this guy, he has to be time travel.
He definitely. There's way too much evidence Like either that or he's got a crystal ball. Right? Like the one that actually works, not like mine.
Right. He doesn't use a magic 8-ball like you and me.
No.
Shake it. Do not say that again, man.
Well, and I mean, like they found, like the cave paintings.
That's right.
New Mexico, Arizona, where it's like it looks like a guy in a spacesuit.
Terry, it's not just there. Here's what's really, really bizarre is just about every continent, pretty much starting with Mesopotamia, they have depictions throughout the countries of beings and or craft that match each other. Now, back in the day, they didn't have technology like we have now. Well, Terry's in Canada. I saw an alien ship, and I'm going to take a picture and send it to you. Okay? They didn't have that. So if they saw it, they drew it. Hey, Josh, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you here, man. Appreciate you. Oh, dude. Josh is a good dude. Josh is a good man. But yeah, there's so many depictions of different alien things. Like you said, men in spacesuits. I've seen the pictures of what looks like an alien craft in one and an alien craft in another, and yet they're thousands and thousands of miles apart, that they did back in the day. Like back in the day.
What was it? Was it in Egypt? They found a bird.
Yeah,
a sculpture of a bird, but
it had wings like a plane, and it even had a rudder like a
tail. Yeah.
And so, wait a minute. So they saw it, they drew it. That's just, in my opinion, that's just the way it is. When they saw a buffalo getting eaten by a bear, they drew on the cave wall a buffalo getting eaten by a bear. That's the way that they communicated with their tribes.
Even you look at some of the ruins. I mean, archaeologists dig them up, and there's like a 10,000-pound rock that looks like it's been cut with a diamond blade.
How can that be? You see, and we don't even have tools nowadays that can do that precise.
There's one I saw as a ruin in South America, I believe, where it's like this huge megalith, and there's a perfect square, like a perfect cube cut into the middle of it.
Yeah. Sure.
Like even now, you take a square and put it in there, it's perfectly square.
Perfectly
square. And the lines that it are cut with, it's
bizarre. And Josh is coming in, and Josh, this is perfect. This goes hand in hand with what we're kind of talking about now. There's another interesting thing is how they were able to build the pyramids without heavy machinery. Now,
they've broken down that theory a lot.
But to what extent, Terry? There's nothing that's been. I've heard dinosaurs brought them up a staircase. Okay, I've heard the giants built them. That there were giant human beings, 20, 30 feet tall, that were able to lift those things and place them individually. And I've heard the alien concept. I believe they had help from someone or somewhere. And Josh, I'm right there with you. Who else?
Stonehenge. And you look, there is one, I think it's on Netflix, where this one dude goes around to like all the ancient henges in England.
Right.
Yeah.
And like just down the road from Stonehenge, there's an even bigger one.
Right.
It's just all earth, and it was made out of mostly timber.
Well, Terry, I'm going to tell you now, my family built Stonehenge because I could lift those bricks by myself. And so that power just went down by generation.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I could take a 200,000-ton rock and just lift it up and put it on top of another rock that I already had set up.
Yeah, make an archway out of it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was just windows. The house got blown down there at Stonehenge. It's just bizarre. Some of those things from the past is bizarre, but now it's getting brought up now. I mean, everybody has speculated, and I think just about everybody out there has watched Ancient Aliens, and our boy Jorge Suzakumus, whatever his name is, It was the
Yeah, the guy with the hair.
yeah.
Looks like he looks like one of those little dwarves. You spin him around, his hair will stand straight up.
Oh yeah. It looks like he put his finger in an electrical socket. It was the aliens. And Josh, yeah, that monolith there in Utah. And you said, did you see the random metal object found in Utah? Josh, not only was it found in Utah, but they found many other ones kind of throughout the globe. I think the second one was found, I want to say South America somewhere. And then there was another one in Europe they found. These are kind of weird happenstances. And Josh, I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't even think about it till just now. Those monoliths started appearing when that stimulus check was, or the stimulus package was passed, and that 180 days of full disclosure of UFOs was hidden in there. Interesting. I should have looked into that more. Maybe I'll have to see if there's any correlation between the two, because that's almost the exact same time those monoliths coming up is when that was put to the bill. Interesting stuff. Twilight Zone shit right there, boys and girls. There's something on the plane.
Man, there's even theories about UFOs in Oak Island.
Where's Oak Island at?
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. Ah, New Scotland.
Eastern coast of Canada.
Okay.
It's not exactly an island anymore, but it's a causeway.
Sure.
Reported to have buried treasure on it.
I know where I'm going now. Zach, go ahead, buddy.
Hey, our fellow patriots, I dropped the StreamYard link in the comments if you want to join us. I'll be posting the link to join every podcast because we would love to have you guys on.
Absolutely.
Here we go. We call us we're an open forum. You know, we love the comments, we love the written comments, but you know, if you want to come on and put your voice on, you click that StreamYard link, you'll be approved. You come on. Just if you guys do that, keep in mind there's certain guidelines you kind of have to follow. So, you know, if you can't say it in church, probably shouldn't say it here. Although I've broken that rule a few times already.
Hey,
but I'm just saying, if you do jump on, you know, try to keep language down to a minimum of, you know, what I'm talking about. But you're more than welcome to jump on, join in the topic here. And another thing that we do too with the Patriot Pod here is we like to keep it pretty much a what we put up on what we're going to talk about is what we're going to try to talk about throughout the whole entire pod. That's why we keep it down between 30 to 45 minutes. And we can go off on tangents, but if there's something that is pressing that you want to say that doesn't cover the topic, let us know. We could probably fire up a pod that will discuss that topic.
Absolutely.
And we'll be more than happy to blow that in there for you. That would be awesome. Actually, it's cool. Anyways, back to our aliens here, man. And he said it's definitely something worth looking into. Got to go, brothers. Playing with the kids at the park. Have a great day, Josh. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
He's another tarantula guy, by the way. Yeah, he kind of got me into it. So love that guy to death. Great guy, and he's probably one we should get on because he's got the same mindset that I do with a lot of ideas, and then he also brings in ideas that I've never thought about. And he's got a really dark sense of humor that makes me laugh, and everybody else goes,
yes.
I'm the one laughing with him there going, anyways. So we want to really touch on, I say me, you guys could talk about, you know, whatever with the UFO thing. I really want to know, and if anybody's out there that can give me a good educated guess of why the hell that thing was thrown on to that stimulus package. Why was the UFO disclosure thrown on there? What's going on that we don't know that's behind the scenes? Or am I thinking too much of it? Was there just a smart ass that said, okay, well, we're going to do this to throw everybody off? No, I don't know.
Like, yeah. There's always guys like that.
Josh, we'd love to have you, buddy.
Awesome.
You do that. That would be great. But I don't know. I don't have the answers. Like I said, I I have my feelings and beliefs. You know, I don't want to go too religious on people. A lot of people in the Christian community doesn't believe in aliens. They believe that those aliens are actually demons. You know, is there a chance that they're actually demons? You know,
Or are they angels?
right? Either way, angels or demons. But why now? Why they could have thrown that in any bill. It could have been, hey, we're going to build an Amtrak train track from Washington D.C. to Terry's house. Oh, and by the way, since we're building stuff, we're going to tell you about these UFOs.
Yeah.
So why in the middle of a stimulus package would they want to bring up UFOs? And I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but I'll tell you right now, I really do believe in some false flag events, and this could be leading up to a false flag event. And I'm just kind of interested to see what happens in the future. It could happen, maybe it won't. I don't know. But me, myself, I love the idea of UFOs. I live out in the boondocks in Colorado, and I've definitely seen some stuff that me and my daughter Opal, we're all like, did you just see that? Yep. What the heck was that? It was not anything that we knew our military had, if it was military.
Yeah, who knows?
I had one person tell me, because I had this light, it was going real slow, then really fast, and then it looked like it was coming down, and then gone, right? And I had made mention of that in one of my UFO communities, and Opal saw it with me. And, well, that was a flare. Okay, flares go up and down. They go up, and then they come down. They don't go up and
sometimes on an arch.
Right. Okay, I know what flares look like. Well, it was somebody jumping out of a helicopter at night with their light on. Okay, cool. Again, if you have a parachute on, you're not going to go up and down and up and down and up and down, side to side and side to side. I mean, people can do that, but not to the extent of what we saw. And
maybe the parachute hit a thermal, and that's what took it up. Kept hitting little thermals. Maybe there's a hot spring by your house, so you don't know it.
Right. Now, I do know we have a huge helicopter program over in my neighborhood. Well, kind of about 30 miles off, that the military uses. And I've seen some fantastic helicopter maneuvering out there. You could tell when they're playing war games, because these helicopters, I didn't know, they could basically turn their helicopter on a dime. And you'll see them chasing each other throughout the sky. You know, it's a training practice. And it's so fun to watch. But you knew it was a helicopter.
Yeah, it has.
It makes noise.
It has lines of motion that are still defined by gravity too.
Yeah, right. That's right.
Like gravity is a constant force.
That's right. And what we saw, first of all, didn't have any sound. Secondly, was nothing that I've seen move before in the sky, ever. Not even birds can move like that. And birds are pretty good. But who knows? But why? Why try to get this UFO disclosure out now in the middle of a damn pandemic? I don't get it. I don't understand it. And I'm going to keep beating this one. And I do research on it. There's a lot of speculation out there. Military guys coming out saying, oh, aliens have already been here. You just didn't know it. And that wasn't from Men in Black. This was actually from one of our generals here. Oh, they've already been here. They come and visit us frequently. If I wanted to mess with the people of a certain country, and I was a high-ranking general and retired, you know how much I'd screw with them. Oh yeah, I took a ride on a mothership to the moon.
Yeah.
And it's like betting how many people are going to believe it. And could it happen? Sure. Did it? Yeah.
I don't know what happened in the States, but here UFO sightings went up last year.
Wow.
There's, I think 2019 there were just over 800, but last year we averaged a little more than like 3 a day.
Wow. Wow.
So it actually went up. Yeah, everybody's staying inside, but they're seeing more UFOs.
Right. They're seeing more. And what's really cool, I mean, if you guys ever think you did see a UFO, go on Google. I don't remember the exact site. It's like UFO sightings, and you could actually put your sighting in there, and they keep a database of all the sightings and you could get really specific to one area. So when you zoom in, like let's say you're in Canada where Terry lives and he wants to zoom in, he could see not, who his neighbor was that turned it in, but he could basically see, the folks in his neighborhood said, we saw this. And some people will put two and two together and be like, when I look at that database, I saw that too. And there's our area where I live, we don't have a lot of sightings, but Colorado has a lot of sightings. And it's really like kind of what you said, Terry. It's blown up significantly over the last year. It's crazy how much of the sightings. But I don't know if that's YouTubers just trying to make something out of nothing, or people that are actually seeing stuff.
Maybe too, because like people aren't really flying anywhere. Most people here just getting it, like they had ridiculous deals on travel trailers last summer. Right? You could get 10 years no interest kind of thing. So people were going out camping like crazy.
Right.
Maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, that could be.
Right.
That could
Spending
be.
a little. What's up,
Hey,
John?
John, I think you are the living proof of why I say aliens exist. I'm just kidding. I love you, John. Elvis.
Oh my God.
I haven't ragged on you for a bit there, John, so take that with a grain of salt. It's just a bizarre thing that's going on, and the government's getting more and more brazen about UFOs now. Like I said, you can go on YouTube and just look up Navy craft finds UFO in sky, and he's actually tracking it. He's got the cross, on his ship, and he's actually tracking the freaking UFO, and that was released by the Navy.
Yeah, there's even some other governments. I saw the one where it was like an exhaust plume just appeared out of the sky in front of these helicopter pilots. I think it was in like Peru or something like that. And they tried to recreate it with anything.
Right.
Couldn't do it. Everybody, oh.
John said, I see that Transformer the other day too.
I think that was built. Yeah, but that was built by Elon Musk, John.
Yeah, that's right.
He's making Transformers now.
I'm pretty sure the moon is a holograph.
The world is flat.
The world's flat, holograph. I mean, but to be all serious here, it's just kind of funny to me and kind of nerve-wracking a little bit when the government starts talking about UFOs, especially when most people, they don't have a mindset of UFOs being a good thing. They have Independence Day. They're coming to blow us up and eat us.
Yeah.
Okay? And so to use that type of almost fear-mongering on their part, if that's what they're doing, is horrible. You shouldn't do that. But again, rhyme or reason, false flag events, whatever it could be, it is what it is. What do you say about it, though? Can you come out and tell the public, oh, yeah, I shook hands with a gray alien? So one of the things, and every picture of folks that take a picture of a UFO, they must use a camera from 1970 because that thing's so blurry.
Maybe it's a signal. Maybe it's a signal that they put out. Can't.
Right.
It's like a cloaking device.
Right. Maybe. Well, I don't know, because if I'm meeting an alien, I'm going to tell them, hold on, don't come any further. I'm going to tap my screen a couple times to get that zoom right.
Yeah, just hold on, bro. Hold on. Get you in the frame.
Don't stick my hand yet. We're going to get this. It's going to be a clear, crisp picture. Damn it, stupid phone. There is a show about Skinwalker Ranch, and thank you, Megan. I was going to bring that up. You read my mind. That's awesome. Pretty interesting and crazy, and it's all about the UFO phenomenon, and it's on the Discovery Channel Plus. Yes, it is. And I've seen a couple clips of it so far, and I think there's also a live YouTube channel that keeps that camera on that ranch. Megan, thank you for bringing that up. Some really weird paranormal stuff that happens there. And to be quite honest with you, I've watched it. I think I watched for like 45 minutes on that live cam. I saw a tumbleweed blow by. I'm pretty sure I saw a vulture circling a dead animal. But again, though, the stories and the stuff that supposedly happened there at the Skinwalker Ranch was just too hard to ignore by a big agency. The stories collaborated with other stories, and the people never met each other. You know, the guy who sold it had to sell it because of everything that was going on. And a lot of it's UFO phenomena related. Interesting watch. If you guys could check it out there on the Discovery, it is kind of cool to watch it. One of those things, again, I like UFO stuff. It drives my house up the wall when I binge watch Ancient Aliens because there's like 20 million episodes out now. And it's like, again, and when I hate it when Netflix comes out and says, "Are you still watching? I need a clapper." Yes, don't stop. Of course I'm still watching. Yeah, there you go again, Megan. It's mind-blowing to me what they're all showing. And it's not just that. I think the level of interest of UFOs has really spiked over the last 5 years. And I'm going to put that in Hollywood's court. When they come out with movies like Independence Day, Signs, Alien Abduction, stuff like that, people start thinking about it more and more and more. And at one point in time, I think it was during the Independence Day thing, you had the asteroid, what was it, Armageddon? Even though it wasn't UFO related, it was space related, okay? And so they kept pounding into people's mind, and you had a High Impact with Morgan Freeman. They just kept pounding and pounding and pounding space-related events into the folks' mind. And I don't know. It's got to have something to do with something today. Zach, go ahead, buddy.
The fourth kind.
The fourth kind. That's right. That's right. I mean, there's a lot of shows, and I love to watch them. I'm not going to lie. If there's a good alien show on, I'm going to watch it. And I'll be honest with you. I think Signs is my favorite one. Used to scare the heck out of my daughter. How real that thing was. And M. Night Shyamalan was, in my opinion, not the greatest director out there, but gosh dang, he did pretty good with that movie. So it's just constantly hitting through Hollywood these alien events.
Well, I even like probably my favorite movie, even though I haven't watched it in a while, is like about aliens is Close Encounters.
Close Encounters.
Third kind of like old school.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't forget him. Yeah, him making
and
that.
What was the name of that one? Starman or something like that, about the dude who got abducted up in Oregon.
Yep.
Back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, that was Starman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Starman. I remember that one. But and those were cutesy shows back then. I think Close Encounters of the Third Kind was the first soft reveal that Hollywood gave us. You know, we always had aliens on Netflix. I mean, The Last Starfighter, which is by far one of my favorite childhood movies, is The Last Starfighter. Okay? But that's the cutesy, feel-good movie. You know.
Yeah. It was a teeny bopper movie. It was like the Goonies, only in space.
Thank you. Only in space. Thank you. But Close Encounters of the Third Kind brought it home to us. It's now humans having interactions with aliens. And I hate to say it, but I really think some of these movies very well could be soft reveals of what could happen. And I get a lot of flack for that. Yeah, no, there's no such thing as a soft reveal. When you make that much money, what do you know? And how else to break it to the public than to put their mind on it all the time?
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of a correlation of events that were going on. It was like a domino effect. And we're going to start with Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That was the first domino. And then they started building all those dominoes afterwards. And I'm going to pick on Hollywood. And now we're going military. And now somebody, during the stimulus package, clicked that first domino over. They're starting to fall. And now we're getting actual government revelations of UFOs.
Yeah, we'll see what actually comes out, though, too, right? Because like you said, a lot of those, it's like, yeah, so-and-so, black, felt marker, felt marker.
That's right. So much redacted. And somebody took a freaking permanent marker. Nope, you're not reading that. Nope, you're not reading that. Nope, you're not reading that. And that's you don't want to read it. I want to read it.
Yeah, that's, hey, like, what's under that?
And what's really bizarre, even over the last, oh, I want to say last year, the Pope even came out and said something about aliens. He said if there were aliens, he'd be more than happy to preach the gospel to them. No other Pope on the history of the Pope list has ever even mentioned aliens in his speeches. But yet this Pope comes out, why did he have to bring up aliens? Yeah, if there's aliens, I'll be happy to preach the gospel to them. Okay, we're talking people of higher power coming out now talking about aliens. No Pope has ever talked about aliens before. And we're talking outer space aliens. I'm not talking our southern border aliens or aliens coming
illegal aliens, yes,
into Canada. You know, I'm not talking that. I'm talking little green men. Why are people talking about this? Why, especially in a stimulus bill meant for American people to bail us out a little bit, and then all of a sudden they have to throw in the UFO rhetoric. It's mind-blowing. I don't get it. And yeah, you know, Elvis Presley, he's not dead. He just went home. Again, though, John, kind of funny though. Men in Black, another movie that could very well be a soft reveal. I mean, even Tommy Lee Jones, he was walking out with Will Smith after Will Smith became part of the Men in Black, and he went to a newspaper stand, and Will Smith says, "Why are you getting the National Enquirer? That thing is full of crap." He says, "Because this newspaper does the best journalism out there." And the National Enquirer, for anybody that doesn't know, knows that they say that George Bush was a reptilian alien. Okay, it's really bizarre stuff. You'll see it at the grocery stores when you're checking out. It's fun to look while you're there, and that's about it. Yeah. But again, soft reveals from Hollywood. And I'm not saying there's aliens. I'm not saying there's not aliens. I'm not saying they're demons or angels. I'm just finding it very, very weird that for a stimulus bill that's supposed to help Americans out, and somebody snuck in, they have 180 days to disclose alien information. UFO. I found that bizarre. And we're talking about, you know, and other people can go out there and do your own research and come to us. You know, if you have like a good answer for us, shoot Zach an email. We'll get it figured out. You know, either way. But it's not just here in America, though. And I kind of like how Terry brought it up. The increase of sightings in Canada damn near correlate with the increase of sightings everywhere. So I don't know. What's up, Zach?
What's up, Zach?
And I just want to thank our fellow patriots. We appreciate the support and interaction that you provide us. You guys are the best.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate every single one of you coming out. Scott, Megan, Aquila, I know you had to work today, so we're going to give you a shout out right now, buddy. Thank you for jumping on earlier. We love it. Keep coming on. You know, see it,
Absolutely.
like it, subscribe, and share it.
Please. Yes.
We'll have more and more topics come up. If you guys have a topic that you would like to see or hear us talk about, or even come on and give us your expertise about, come on in and do it. That's right. Like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, one of our platforms is listening to people. We could disagree, but we could disagree nicely. And there's so many other platforms out there that will not make fun of you. If one of you jumped on our pod and said, "I was abducted by an alien in, you know, so-and-so day," we're not going to make fun of you. We're going to listen to you. You know, we want you to throw your voice in. And again, how does this UFO pod that we're doing right now, how does that fit into patriothood? Well, because it was thrown into a stimulus bill passed by Congress, Senate, and then President Trump. And so it became a patriot issue when it gets brought up in the House. So I figured it was good to talk about. And besides, we'll probably go on more tangents about UFOs and aliens and stuff. I would love to listen to people's perspectives and what they've seen. It could get monotonous talking politics all the time. And I think that talking aliens, talking UFOs, God, I could go for hours on this. I love it. It's a good topic of mine. Of course, my family laughs at me. They're like, "You done?" Yeah, I didn't drop you on your head enough when you were a kid. Thanks, Pops. That brought some sense into you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, we're right on the cusp of everything here. Terry, thank you for coming on. Zach, Thanks for putting
Absolutely.
this together, brothers.
All right. All right.
And enjoy.